reaction. The 7 messenger! Get out down in that pit! Get in your home! Pickup.
Looking for 7. Got 7. Wow.
Hey guys, it's Frank the Tank, and that was the Zen and the Zen Master. Um, I can see now why a lot of people wanted me to try this ball, why I kept getting comments, why I kept getting DMs about the Zen. Have I tried it? When are we going to see the video on it? And yeah, these two bowling balls, man. Wow. I can see what all the hype was about. And surprisingly, I was told like good luck trying to find these two bowling balls because apparently there is such a high demand for these two bowling balls. But I surprisingly didn't have any problem trying to find them. It's just that, me taking forever trying to get these videos out there. And not only that, I've got like a pile of all these videos loaded up and ready to go. Um, yeah, but I really wanted to get this one done, and I really wanted to see what all the craziness was about with these two, and now I know. The Zen, we'll start off with that. I think it has a pro-reactive cover on it. That thing really does a great job, just readying itself up going through the oil. And then once it gets to the friction, man, that thing like just turns with a vengeance. Probably one of the hardest things I've ever seen. It's really insane. And then, of course, the Zen Master in comparison. It reacts, a little earlier than that Zen Master. Well, not a little, maybe like way more, not too much, but it definitely does that. But what that thing does is it doesn't, ready up like the Zen does going through the oil, which makes sense because it's I think it's a hybrid cover. I don't remember, but what's weird is that out of the box it has that solid kind of finish to it. So with that, when it's going through the oil, it really is trying to dig. It really digs in there, and then it in my opinion turns way harder than the Zen does. So yeah, I mean, just when I thought the Zen was pretty powerful and like how much it curves, oh no, the Zen Master, man, that that thing just goes way harder than the Zen in my opinion. And the crazy thing is, you guys saw the layouts. I put the pin above the bridge on the Zen and then with the Zen Master because I have heard through the grapevine and I have seen a lot of videos on the reaction. It's not really a good idea to drill such a strong layout onto the Zen Master. So I thought, I even asked my pro shop guy about it, and he says like, yeah, probably like because it has that solid finish on it, and because of how powerful it is, that it'd be better to do something a little more medium. So I thought, let's put the pin above the ring finger, kick the mass bias to the right. I think that would be perfect for, to drop down the flare and give it more of a medium roll. So I did that, and even with that layout, that Zen Master still just kicks like crazy. So another thing that really surprised me about both these bowling balls is that here I go again thinking that these bowling balls had asymmetrical cores. They do not. They have symmetrical cores, and they kick like that on the back end. Are you kidding me? If these things did have like a asymmetrical version of that meditate core, I'd be scared to see what that would do. But I think symmetrical I think is good enough because these things already kick hard enough on the back. It's just too much. And one thing that I kind of didn't really like was the fact that you guys could see if those of you who are very very good at spotting things at full speed will probably have noticed it, but those of you who aren't very good at seeing things and you need to slow the video down, you'll see that I actually got my hand properly behind the ball compared to what I usually do. I put more of my fingers behind the ball. Like I kind of like to release it more like the one-handers do. Use more of their fingers rather than us two-handers where we actually use the wrist and really get behind the ball and unravel like that. With this, I actually had to get my hand more like behind that ball rather than just use my fingers to try to hook the ball, because for some reason, like when I use these for like when I took a couple practice games before I turned the camera on and started filming these two with these two bowling balls, the ball wasn't coming back. I don't know why. And I was standing not too far left, surprisingly, with how these how much these things kick back. I was like on 20. I think at most, like on at my regular pace, I was on board 20, and probably 23 with the Zen Master. I can't really remember where I was standing, but I was somewhere around there. I was somewhere around there starting off, and then yeah, I mean, I in order for the ball to be able to really get back around the corner, I had to put more hand on it, and that kind of sucks. Usually what I like to do is just use my fingers rather than the hand to really get those revs in there, because I can only throw at about 16 miles per hour, sometimes 15.8, and if I use more hand, then the revs will be more than the speed, if that makes any sense. So then I would have to be more left, and I don't want to do that. So that's why I've practiced with just using the fingers to hook the ball rather than use that entire hand to really get those revs in there. So yeah, unfortunately with these two bowling balls, I had to do that. And not only that, it was kind of because of how these bowling balls are, how they reacted, how they, go through the lane, how they, react to friction. It was difficult for me. I know like the scores were pretty high, but for some reason, I kept guessing, wondering what's going to happen after I let go of the ball. What's it going to do when it touches friction? Especially with those last two games where I was hooking the entire lane, it was surprisingly difficult. But I didn't really feel the confidence. I didn't really like. I couldn't really predict anything. You know what I mean? Like where I couldn't tell, was it a good shot off my hand or not. So that was kind of a letdown for me. But still, I think it's pretty crazy overall how much these things kick in the back end. These two, personally, I know a lot of you are probably going to dump on me for saying this, but they're not for me. They're not of my preference. Too much kick in the back for me personally. I mean, I know I could probably just put a weaker layout or something and try to work with it, mess with the surfaces, but not worth it for me. So that's where I stand on it. But those were that for those of you who wanted to know what it's like for me to use the Zen and Zen Master, now you know. So that is that. I'm Frank the Tank. That is it. We now move on to something else. Don't know what, but I'll see you in another video.